So welcome to your practice. Bring yourself to a nice tall seat in which the spine really stands in between the sits bones, your pelvis, almost like the stem of one of the tulips or the flowers that I see in your background, and just bring your spine upright and tall. Take a gentle lift of your shoulders up toward your earlobes and just feel this sighing of the shoulder girdle come down and away from the ears. Then close your eyes and begin to nourish your body with concentrated breath. And feel that initial inward breath as it flows through the nose, all the way down, filling your belly. And from your belly as well as your lungs, just allow the breath to escape anywhere that feels natural to you. And that could be your nasal passage again, or it could be your mouth with the lips separated. Let's take this moment to feel you in your body with your breath. I think one of the things I miss most with my students is not being able to take them on field trips, because I love being able to give them that firsthand experience in learning. I'm going to share with you a passage today, an experience from the book called The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. Moment after moment, experiences are coming in and you're learning and growing. Your heart and mind are expanding and you are being touched at a very deep level. If experience is the best teacher, there's nothing that comes close to the experience of life. What it means to live life is to experience the moment that is passing through you, and then experience the next moment, and the next. Many different experiences will come in and pass through you. Life is present, and the wholeness of life is passing through you now. If you are present, then during each life experience, you will feel the fullness of life touching you at a greater depth of your being. Every moment stimulating and moving, because you'll be completely open and life will be flowing right through you. We often feel that we miss the experiences that bring us joy and happiness, and often wish to rush and push through and out the experiences that are uncomfortable or unpleasant. Today we get the chance to experience what occurs in our moving body with this practice of yoga. And perhaps your intention may be to invite whatever the experience is for you. And rather than judging or labeling it, just know that it is temporary. And just know that as it comes in, it will also flow through you. Let's take your hands and palms together in front of your heart center, Anjali Mudra. And just take a moment and bow in to the experiences that you've already had. And just know how much you've grown as a being because of them. May we intend together as a class and with one another to journey on our mats this evening, and let whatever experience you feel come in as well as flow through you. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Nice washing exhale. Let your hands come down to the sides. Fingertips touch the sides of your mat, and we'll start with a bit of a flow side to side. So you can lean into one side. Don't worry about what side you begin with. Allow the other arm to reach up toward the sky. And then let your arms kind of switch or tick-tock. One hand down, the other one up. And keep going here in this flowing like motion. Just notice how your breath can flow along with it. And here we're inviting the experience to almost mimic as though the sensation or the energy flows into our body and then flows out of our body. What what we feel as good times, great times, and then sometimes bad or sometimes sad times, however you perceive the experience to be on your end. So notice this flowing like gesture, very fluid and watery like, as our bodies are also composed of these elements. And let's take a moment and pause, bring the hands and palms to the knees or the thighs, and start to flow forward and back. So if I were to look at the body from the very side of you, you would be kind of drawing the spine in an S-like curve. Yeah, that's it. So really rocking and leaning into the hips of the legs as you come to the front, allowing your heart to be open. And then exhale, a little closing of the heart as though to be a little shy there, and the shoulders can kind of cave in closely. I'm going to encourage you to try this one with your eyes closed and do 3. Let this be your experience, whatever that is. Being completely in the moment and then owning this experience, because a really interesting thing is that nobody experiences something exactly the way that you do. When you're ready, come on to hands and knees, and you'll begin to flow through cat and cow. Don't worry about how many on this one, but see if you can feel the details of your spine, paying attention to areas that might feel a little stuck, areas that feel really fluid today, really open, quite flexible in nature. And here, learning or maybe giving ourselves that opportunity to honor the experience through our body of what we perceive as both positive and negative. Noticing now how this is just temporary, and soon it will change. Rise to downward facing dog with your hips high up toward the sky. Really claw your finger pads to the earth, especially the index knuckle, where stems and supports all the way to the wrist crease, all the way to the elbow joint, and then to your shoulder girdle. Make gestures of your head, little yeses and nos, allowing your neck to be very light. And then draw the breath in up the feet and the hands as though to inhale from the earth, the energy, and then to exhale it all the way back out in the universe. So it's a really big breath. Inhale, draw the energy up the fingers and the toes. Exhale, big breaths out to the universe. One more. Nice, complete washing exhale. Very good. Walk or hop the feet. Come to the top of your mat and then grab onto your elbows and encourage just a little bit more weight of your upper body down to the earth. So you can suspend here, you can swing, bob, or sway the head. Let the shoulders even come up toward the ears in a way that the weight and the gravity is pulling you forward, rather than forcing the shoulders back for now. Engage the feet, look at the arches, and as you spread the toes, really feel the muscles at the base of the feet and the top engaged. And then release the hands from the elbows, bring the fingertips to the earth, and let you take your peace fingers and just trace a line from your second toe to the middle of your arch, your shin bone, and then your knee. And then let's go down back with the hands, and we'll come up with our breath and our halfway lift. You can trace the fingers again if that helps. Inhale, rise, halfway lift. So really positioning the feet, lengthening the spine more parallel to the ground. Now exhale, bow, forward fold. Let's do 2 more really fluid here. Inhale, picking up the belly off the thighs, letting the spine be long, front to back. Exhale, bow, forward fold. Soften the knees and make your way to standing. You can do it slow, a little quicker, ragdoll and round. If you feel better with a scooping action wide, you can always come up in that way. Stand steadily, still the arch is lifted, the toes are nice and bright. Lift the shoulders up toward your earlobes, take an inhale, and then exhale, big sigh, and then just drop them down. Feel the collarbones widen, giving space for your heart to lift. And with your open heart here, let your mind drop deeply into it. Take a breath here. The intention is for you to feel and experience all that you do. And what a beautiful gift is to be able to experience this, something, someone, and so truly honor as it comes your way. Take a deep inhale, reach the arms up toward the sky. Exhale, bow, forward fold. So we'll do 3 sun salutations, A, nice and fluid. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take the hands to the floor. You can step or leap the legs back into high plank. Take a moment to really pause to feel your foundation. Foundation is hands and feet, and then engaging through the core as you pull your navel toward your spine. Let your exhale allow you to come closer to the earth as you bend the elbows. And then bring your inhale upward as you let the heart face forward. Exhale, hips high to sky, downward facing dog. And that's your first flow through Sun A. Approach the mat the way you like. Maybe you wish to experience a little bit of play, fun, or even fear if hopping forward is a little scary. Inhale, rise, halfway lift. Exhale, bow, forward fold. You're going to cycle through 2 more, and then we'll meet in child's pose or downward dog if you feel you have a little bit of endurance and the energy to hold that position while we meet together. Feel your breath run in and through you. Hear your breath. That beautiful rhythm and pulsation, the sound, your body's instrument as your breath plays the melody. If you're already in your chosen pose, to be still, whether that's downward dog or child's pose, then be present with your breath. Reignite the intention. Make it more tangible in your mind. See the words, feel the phrase. That the experience and what we live through as the experience in life. Only temporary. In the here and now, may it flow in and may it flow through. Often we get attached to what is positive and we want to experience that all the time. But that within itself is also just temporary. Raise your right leg up toward the sky and twirl around with your foot. Notice the joints. You might hear little crackles and pops. Just really smooth it out with your motion. Circle the other way if you haven't started yet. And sweep the right knee toward the right elbow. A little momentum there as you come forward, really engaging through the core. Kick your right leg all the way back up toward the sky. Good. Bring your right knee and thigh in close toward your chest. This time round your spine, a little bit of flexion as though to bring the forehead toward the knee. And then look forward at the place between your hands and gently step your right foot there. Come onto the fingertips of your left hand and turn the thumb toward the front of your mat so it brings the crease of the elbow to point forward as well as more so to guide the shoulder behind you. Steady up the back leg by presenting the heel right on top of the toes, and then go for the inhale and open up your chest and your heart to the right as you bring your right arm up toward the sky. When we get excited in our emotions, sometimes the energy is too quick and we can cause injury, but also rather more to pay attention to the experience through the transition of our poses today, what your body is doing and how it's stabilizing just to transition from one thing to the next, or one pose to the next. Exhale, right arm comes down to the earth, good hold. Hands and palms are flat on this one. And we're gonna stretch our right leg back up toward the sky. And kick it up nice and high, and then bend the right knee. Just do some circles in the air now with your right knee. Explore the range of motion opposite direction. Nice big circle round and round. And then you have a choice. Do you want to experience this one with a bit more balance from 3 legs, your cycle and vinyasa? Or would you rather steady it out and put the foot down? So you're going to cycle through one vinyasa here, coming forward into your plank. Bend the elbows to lower, sweep the heart up, let it lead you. Exhale back, downward facing dog, deep breath in. Nice cleansing, sighing, washing exhale through. Inhale, left leg toward the sky, twirl around with the toes. Move the arch, the ankle, opposite direction. Bring the left knee toward the left elbow, shoulders stand over wrists. Inhale, left leg up toward the sky. Exhale, round your spine, bring the knee and thigh to center. Forehead closes in toward the knee, and then look in between the space of the hands and gently place the foot there. Nice transition. Way to hang on to that one. Come onto the fingertips of the right hand, thumb points to the front. Looking at the back toes and allowing them to stand underneath the heel. A deep breath in, and then very slowly move through the experience of transitioning as you extend the left arm upward and allow your heart to face to the left. There is no rush. If you're in the moment, then may you be with every part of this moment. Even if there's a struggle, even if it feels challenging or really hard to hold for this amount of time. And then pay attention and fall back into your breath and notice how it sits in you. Let it stay flowing inward as well as outward. Left arm down to the floor, palm flat. Nice work. So with weight into the hands, we can push into the earth to help allow our left leg to be lighter. Sweep it up toward the sky, bend the knee, and take some circles in the air with the left knee. Circle the opposite direction. And then make your choice. From 3 legs or 4, hands and toes, cycle through one vinyasa. Three breaths in downward dog. If you'd much rather take child's pose, you can go there now with knees to the earth. Inhale on 1. Stay with your exhale. Inhale for 2. Feel the exhale run through. And for 3, whatever this experience means to you, feel it. Exhale out. Bring the big toes together to touch. Bend your knees a little, and if you like, you can make mini little hops forward or one big leap closer to where your hands are, but we'll all meet together at the top of our mat. Big toes close together, stay low. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, seated chair. So you're gonna drop back nice and low, gaze down to the earth, and just ensure you can see your toes. You may wanna position the knees back a little further by moving your hips back as well. Arms reach up nice and broad. A big celebration in this stance. Okay, what are you experiencing here? Physically in your body? Dialogue or mentally in mind? And is there any emotion here as well? Prayer hands together, center chest. Take a deep breath in and then twist. Bring your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Notice how that moment was just temporary, and now here's the next. And in this moment, how can you find your breath to sit evenly in the twist? One more breath cycle, really good. Okay, let's take a rest here. Inhale, untwist, unwind. Exhale, forward fold over straighter legs, just bowing into the knees. Feeling through the rest and the release of a position that can be quite strenuous because the major muscles in the legs, the body are being used.
And here, honoring this experience of what we call rest. You might call it something else. Until we go to the other side. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, seated chair, and then rise on back up. Good. And if you can show me with your arms as an extension of your heart, put on, I tell my students at school, put on a really good attitude in your body, because that's the best outfit. Pair your hands and palms together, center chest. Lean forward just a little and then twist the opposing way. So it'll be your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. That's it, you got it. Now, do you feel your back left shoulder blade still on the back body, or could you slide it back behind you just a little more? Return to the focus and awareness of your breath. Notice any discouraging thoughts of, oh, my body doesn't want to hold this anymore, or I'm tired. Really pay attention. Inhale, untwist, unwind, let it go. Bow over your legs, forward fold. Great job, everybody. Inhale, rise halfway. So our big toes can be still together unless your low back feels a little tighter tonight, then just separate your feet. Let's bend into the knees a heaping amount and reach the arms to the backs of the legs. If able, get the forearm and the crease of the elbow right in behind the back of the calf. Allow the fingertips to graze the heels, and if they're really close to the heels, you can actually just gently step on the fingers if you like. If not, you can use the fingers and the palms to palpate up and down the calves. We'll take a moment, get earthy with your toes, spread them nice and wide, take a deep breath in and lengthen the crown of the head down toward the earth as you gently fold inward. In this shape, in this experience for you, do you feel that your mind or your body are asking for anything different? Or can you simply be with this? Slowly release your hands from behind the backs of your legs. Inhale, rise, halfway lift. Exhale, bow, forward fold. Bend into the knees just a touch more and let your fingertips come down to the earth. Lunge your left leg back. So remember how you stood, the heel right on top of the toes and the ball foot. Let's get lighter with our hands and really keep pressing into the ground with both feet until the hands just lightly come away from the earth, 1 inch. And then exhale, place them back down. And you're going to apply a bit more courage and trust in yourself. You're going to do that again, but just close your eyes. Let this experience be directed from within, and absolutely your nervous system turned on. Rising your way into high lunge, pushing the feet down while raising the heart and the arms up until you feel your fingertips extend toward the sky. Keep pushing through the back foot and the heel, noticing the space of stretch in your hip flexor. Take a deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, you're going to twist to the right again and let your arms fall down alongside you, reaching to the front and back. So your heart is turning to the right. Let's sweep up again with a flow. Inhale, reach the arms up. Legs are nice and toned and warm now from the chair pose. Exhale, turn, twist. Left arm forward, right arm back. Okay, one more time. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, twist. Last one, coming all the way up with your reach. That's it, nice posture. Exhale, hands come down to the floor now, one on either side of your right foot. If you're a little out of balance, you can always walk your left foot in a little closer, but you don't have to. You can maintain this distance, heel and toe, and then just work at straightening the legs a little and bowing over that right thigh. Turning it into a bit more of a flowing-like movement. Inhale, come forward with the right knee bent. And then exhale, flow back, folding over right side leg. One more time, and then we'll hold the hamstring stretch. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, flowing back and high with the hips. Pay attention to your body and see if your hips are just sitting or even swinging deeply to the right. And really engage the leg muscles to help turn the pelvis into square. Right one back, left forward. Really feel the muscles on board, supporting around those joints. And then breathe into the experience of this stretch and position. Release the pose by bending your right knee, hands and palms flat to the top of your mat, and gently stepping back to downward facing dog. You can use the sequence in vinyasa to flow with the energy, or take a more grounded approach and lower the knees to child's pose. We'll all meet back in downward facing dog in just a moment. All together as a class, cleansing, washing breath. Take a deep inhale through the nose, feed the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, clear it out. Step the feet together, big toes touch. Your way, your choice. Top of the mat with a hop or a step. Inhale, rise, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Soften the knees, plant the fingertips, lunge your right leg back. So same approach, new experience, different side. When you feel the legs engage, pressing to the floor, that back heel standing over the toes, then just test your balance a little and come off the hands and let them hover away from the ground. Feeling steady and then ready, close your eyes, let the hands hover, and then bring yourself all the way up to high lunge. Nice work, that's it. Keep extending upward with that energy, arms and fingers reaching to the ceiling. I'm gonna face you this way for our twist center flow. Let's bring our breath in as we keep reaching upward, and then the breath comes out and our arms extend front back. So it's the right arm reaching to the front, the left arm reaching behind you. Inhale, reach on up. Stay strong in your legs. Exhale, arms just gently floating, reaching front back. Nice work. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist. Beautiful work. Last one on the reach up, and then we're going to come forward and down. Hands touch on either side of your left foot. If you had a shorter stance, you can walk that right leg in a little closer. If you kept it long, keep pushing through the ball end of your foot. Bend the left knee, heart moves forward, shoulders are back. And then on your exhale, bowing over the left leg. So twice more with that movement. Inhale, flowing forward. Exhale, letting your breath through. One last time there, everybody, and then we'll hold your long stance pyramid here, forward fold. Now the gaze to scope the mind's focus and attention can be toward your back foot, or if you're looking for more of a rounding in the back of the neck, then maybe eyes toward the navel space. Is your breath still fluid and flowing? And can you embody this experience of how the breath simply comes in and exits the body, as also how we experience things in life? It's always great to know the experiences that we have a negative attachment to or a label with, because we always want those ones to be gone just right away. Let those ones go. But sometimes also to remember that the ones that are positive are only temporary too. But with that in mind, then how much more can we cherish them? The moments, the memories, and the people. So just take a moment again to honor what you define as positive and negative. And then you can release this one by stepping back into downward dog. And you have a choice once more to flow in vinyasa or to take child's pose. Nice, good shoulders. And if you can keep the elbows in close to the side waists. Very good. Nice job. Deep breath in. Full exhale. Let's meet in standing mountain at the top of your mat. Cleansing breath in, we can reach the arms wide and up. You got it. Exhale, hands and palms together, center of chest in front of heart. Returning to the intention that you set for your class, your practice tonight. Lean weight into the right leg and we'll start with tree. It's going to be a flowing like tree today, so we can imagine lots of wind within our branches and body. We'll steady it out with the roots of the tree, that's it. I like how you're looking down, so you're widening the toes, checking out your foundation and your stance, and then really engage the leg muscles, support the knee joints. We're just always mindful that around the joint we're not locking, squeezing the legs so far that that knee joint is fixated. And soften the hip just slightly. Then I ask that you bring your left arm to the inside of the left thigh. There's quite a bit of engagement still with this leg, even though it's in space. It's pushing into the arm, and the arm has a chance to push into the leg as well. Therefore, we can sweep the right arm all the way up toward the sky, and then over to the left with that just bit of lean. Good, so keep the legs standing nice and strong, and then we're going to circle the branch of the right arm back down. Let this be an experience of whatever it is to you. And then sweep all the way back up. That's it, yeah. So this left arm against the leg is still, and then it's just the right arm that is sort of sweeping around in a windmill-like action. If you'd rather go the other way, the opposite direction for your shoulder, that's totally fine. Yeah, good. One last circle. And then come back to earth again. Just release carefully the feet, arms by your side. And just listen to the grounding body when you come to a moment of stillness, of safety, of a bit of relief. Was there any judgment there within that experience of that position or action? And then notice how it's already over. Let's set up to the other side. Exact same thing, so foundation into left foot, right leg up. If you did the opposite side, just make sure you're balanced on this side this time. Right arm to the inseam of the right leg. So my right thigh squeezing a bit into my hand, and then my hands gently guiding it back as well. Inhale, left arm all the way side, sweeping over. Focusing on the breath as that arm still stays sweeping in motion. That's it, very good. 2 more times. And then very slowly, like you didn't really want to yet, just gently release the foot, let it return to the earth. Arms by your side, either low gaze toward the floor, focusing on your breath, or eyes completely closed, whichever feels most comfortable for you. When you were required to move your arm in a balancing pose, which is challenging for a physical body to stand on one leg, was there a hesitancy? Was there a moment of fear, or that maybe you just didn't really want to, or maybe you were scared of the experience? Take a hold of how your body can learn from the experiences that you provide. And may the experiences that you provide be of great opportunity in learning as well as growth. Let's make our way down to Molossan squat to open up the inner hips and thighs. So when you're ready, step the feet out nice and wide to your mat. Even if your feet are off the mat, that's totally fine too. Start slowly bending into your knees. Support the legs, hands on top. As you get lower down, checking out that everything feels okay. In this experience, we don't want any pain, anything sharp in the knees, into the low back of the hips, even the ankles, heels or Achilles. So just pay attention to that as well. Nice deep breath in, lifting the heart. Really good. So noticing how you're bringing the shoulders back. You can do that from a perspective up front as letting your heart be open. Also paying attention to what you can't see and what's behind you, and feeling the shoulder blades gather on your back. That's it. So you get to make a choice here on the next one. You can be in this pose for a little longer, really breathing into some of that tension that often gets a little sticky around the hips and the inner thighs. Or you can take it to a weight transfer onto the hands. If you bring the hands down to the earth, align the index fingers parallel to one another. We're coming into a position called crow. And we'll start to lean the weight into the hands, tick-tocking a bit more forward. The progression is to stack the knees to the backs of the arms, and then tick-tock one foot off the floor at a time. Feeling a bit more steady on one side, and then the other. You can transfer the weight all into the hands, and then start to lean off the big toes. Maybe just your big toes are still there. Your heart's going to draw forward, chin up off the chest. And then as you let the weight fall into your hands, the weight of your toes may glide up off the floor. That's it. Keeping the breath going, but there's definitely some drawing in and up of the navel, engaging at your core. Very good, nice approach. And when you're done, just playing around with that one for a bit, lower the knees down and take child's pose with a variation of the arms. Good work, you guys. Elbows forward, bend into them, and then let the thumbs rest to the back of the head. So this can be used to encourage more weight to the upper cavity of the skull, the hands there and behind, just really drawing the ground and the earth into the softness of your mind and your heart. Nice flowing deep breaths. Paying attention to the experience in that moment, but without judgment. So the experience is what you feel there. It's not a judgment of you being good or not good. You're just noticing what occurs for you in that time. If you're feeling slightly fatigued, it may help to move through one cycle in vinyasa, because we're going to do one more pose, balancing standing. So when you're ready, you can flow and take one cycle through, or you can just come on right up into standing mountain, top of your mat.
Close your eyes. If ever you step into a shower, you feel the beads of water just trickle down from your head all the way to your toes. You just feel this watery-like sensation of your breath now just fall from crown of the head to the heels. A nice easy flow. A nice sense of remembering what comes in also flows through. Standing balancing posture. We'll take standing pigeon. Let's bring the weight transfer into the left and let the left foot take a turn first this time. So as the weight shifts in, you know how to prepare with the toes spread wide. Lift the right knee up and then cross the ankle over the thigh. Bring the hands just in toward the hip flexors and then do a little gentle push to encourage your hips and your seat to move back. And from the side, so I'm pushing into my hips and drawing the hips and the seat back. The balance in your body will be discovered as it works itself out. So just align here firstly, and then start centering the breath. Centering meaning letting your breath flow in and through with an even tone. So just as much inhales coming in, just as much exhales letting through, and you've got a really nice harmony to your breath. Use your arms and slide them toward the shins, any amount. So it could be even just the wrists if you're bringing yourself up tall. You might slide more down toward the earth, reaching your forearms or your elbows. And if your fingers touch, it's a different experience. If they don't, that's fine. How you change the variation and the expression through your body will change the experience. So maybe back out of it a little bit, feel that change and transition. Notice your preference, what feels better here, I don't like it here, but then all of it is just temporary. I'm going to release this one by pressing into the left foot again. Stay with me. The right leg's going to remain off the earth, and you're going to reach your arms up toward the sky. So go ahead, extend. The right knee's up, the toes are lifted, big breath in, and then exhale, sweep forward with the arms, kick back with the right leg, and come toward a warrior three-like shape. If immediately you feel something in your back that's not right, bring your hands low toward your waist. The more extension or weight we bring away from the torso in this form, the lower spinal muscles are really turned on. Take a deep breath in. The right toes are going to land toward the earth, super strong. And then keep inhaling your energy up in that high lunge like we did before. Exhale, hands and palms land to the mat. Ha. Step back, downward facing dog. Choose to cycle through vinyasa, stay or lower to child's pose. And then when you're ready, top of your mat, standing mountain, and we can explore and experience the other side. Is your life revolved around craving certain experiences? Do we always just want to feel the joy and the happiness? Or the relief and the rest even so? Or is there a balance and is there meaning amongst the two that can allow you to grow even deeper in depth as a human being on this planet? When you're ready, set up for the other side, standing pigeon. So it's likely the weight in the right, unless you did it starting on the other side, it's okay. Left ankle over thigh. Let's take the same setup, so when you're placing the hands into the hips, and then it also allows you to feel the subtlety and difference between the right and the left side when your hands are there again, setting up same way,
hips are back. If you could do me a favor and just peek down at your right foot and just make sure you can see the toes so that that knee isn't straining too far to the front. So you want to kind of avoid that. Use that hands to the hips or the pockets of your hip flexors and draw them back. That's it. So without concern about the balance, just start sliding your arms more down or forward and down toward the earth. Yeah, and your elbows or your wrists or your palms might come onto the shin. For those of you fingertips touch the earth, they may not on this side, and that's okay. It's not expected of your body to have to go into that exact place, but rather more to offer the experience of what this could be. Let's take a few breaths, especially for the physical stretch in our outer hip and glute muscles. Okay, we're gonna ride a bit of endurance all the way up. Just think reaching for the sky, big celebration for your body. Come on up through the heart and chest. Uncross your left leg, keep it lifted, knee, toes pointing up to the sky, and then a big reach all the way up, inward breath. Exhale, hinge at your hips, start kicking back, left leg in behind you. Arms are either to the front or your waistline. One more breath here, and then exhale, land the back toes. Rise on up, keep rising, high lunge. Good, exhale, hands, palms down to the earth. Step it back, downward dog, take a cycle or not, and then child's pose is where we'll meet. Beautiful work. Beautiful work with your commitment in showing up on your mat. Beautiful work at inviting the intention today and allowing yourself to experience all that is now. We'll stay with the outer hip stretch. So returning to a traditional pigeon on our mat, close to the floor with the rest of our postures now. So from downward dog, let's give space. For those of you that would like a little bit of core, then you can follow my instruction. If you just rather a longer hold for your hip, you can get set up and pigeon in your right leg already. Those of you that want a little bit of core, right leg up toward the sky, right knee toward your right elbow. Inhale, right leg up toward the sky. Right knee toward your left elbow. I'm going to stay forward and bring the right knee toward the right elbow. The right knee back toward the left elbow. And then last time, bring the right knee back to the right elbow. Land the shin down slowly. Use your arms. Point the toes and then walk that left leg back enough until you feel the stretch on your outer right hip. You can always use the weight of the hands to draw the chest up tall, pushing back slightly. If you're more comfortable and you're coming down onto your forearms and elbows, just be mindful that you're not really drawing more weight on that front right knee. Again, the experience shouldn't be one of pain or pressure, especially on the right knee. Let's take a few breaths here for yourselves in silence. Here, observing the experience of your mind and how it wanders and how it moves. Bring it back to your breath. Use your hands to help you walk up. We're going to stay in this position, but lean the weight into the right hip and leg. Turning the left knee and toes to point up toward the sky. That's it. The right foot can come in close to you, but if that disrupts the knee, then a little wider is absolutely fine. You can take the flesh of the tail feathers back so you're even on your sits bones. Do a nice lateral stretch for the side body. Let the left arm flow down toward the left leg. Right arm big, circle sweep wide and over. If anything's happening in your shoulder, feel free to take the back of the right hand and reach the lower back or maybe the crease of the left hip. Here or here. Last one is a part of the sequence on this side. Come on up. You're going to be turning a bit on an angle here toward the left foot. So you're going to bring the right knee up so that the sole of the right foot is on the floor. Do make sure that the right sit bone is still tacked down to the earth. The right foot can stay on this side. If you want a little bit more depth into your twist, because that's where we're going to go, you can cross your left leg over the left knee. Left arm takes a big hug around that right leg, pulling it close into you, and rather more bringing the spine upright and tall. Take a deep breath into that length. As you root down, the crown head is rising up, just as we did at the start of your practice. And the nice slow coiling rotation, heart to the right. Experience your breath finding its way to that nice balance and natural pace, even in this rotation, even if the thigh is pressing against the belly. And then inhale, slowly unwind. Let's take a little counter twist for a breath. Turn to the left. And we'll gracefully make our way back through downward dog. So you can uncross the right foot if it's on the other side. Come onto the hands, right knee and shin. And then push back, step back, downward facing dog. Yeah, you did it. Okay. If you're following at the core, follow me. Otherwise, continue to your pigeon with the left knee and left side there. Inhale, left leg up. Left knee to left elbow. Inhale, left leg to sky. Left knee to the right elbow. Left knee to the left elbow. Left knee to the right. Here's our last one to the left. Knee down, chin down, foot down, point the toe. Good. Walk the right toes back, pigeon. Use your hands, slowly rise on up. I'll lean to your left sit bone seat. I'm just going to swing my way around because I was in the opposite side. There we go. Foot in close, but more so sits bones even to the ground. Right arm reaches down the inseam of the right leg. Left arm reaches in the opposite direction, big circle sweep wide. Get that nice full expansion through the chest, the longest for your side stretch. And breathe your back left hip to the earth. And use your inhale to come back up seated tall. Coming into the seat and then bringing the left knee to point to the sky. If you cross the foot over to the right hand side, you can do that now. Right arm wraps around the left of the leg. Knee and thigh come in close to the chest. Bring the spine tall. Both sits bones are down. Deep breath in, slow rotation. That's it, really good. You can add a bit of a neck stretch if you like.
Bring the chin in close and then down. Let the experience be here for the neckline as well as the spine. Experience the breath visually here in your body. So perhaps, if it could, physically tracing round through the vertebra, now spiraling all the way up to the crown of your head. Slowly inhale to unwind, counter twist, exhale to the other side. Undo the legs, bend your knees, bring your seat closer to the front of the mat as we make our way down to lie down if you need anything close by, so that you can smoothly transition to Shavasana after this, then you may. Let's go nice and slowly on this one. So on our sits bones, on our tailbone, no pain at the base of the back. Inhale the arms up and forward. Exhale, slowly let yourself experience the resistance, the quivering of your muscles as you use your core to lower to your mat. And a nice relief all the way down to the earth. Bring your knees, thighs into your chest. Do a little rock side to side so your back is massaged on the ground. Let's take happy baby, so hands to the outsides of the legs, knees bent. You have the option today to maybe straighten one leg at a time, like you're almost doing a bow and arrow like position with your legs and your arms, right and left, or you might do both legs and find a bit more space and experience for the inner thighs to expand. And a few breaths here. If you'd rather stay really grounded in happy baby, that's fine. And please slowly make your way into Shavasana if you haven't already done so. This could be your favorite pose or favorite part of the practice, but with deep sensitivity, still knowing that this experience will only be temporary. So rather than feeling that you have to hang on to it at all, just allow yourself to be fully embraced in every moment of it. Nice deep inward breath, complete washing exhale. And may you experience all that is for you now. moment after moment, experiences are coming in, and you're learning and growing. Your heart and mind are expanding, and you are being touched at a very deep level. If experience is the best teacher, there's nothing that comes close to the experience of life. What it means to live life is to experience the moment that is passing through you, and then experience the next moment and the next. Many different experiences will come in and pass through you. Life is present, and the wholeness of life is passing through you. If you are so fully present during each experience of life, then it would touch you to the depth of your being, every moment stimulating and moving, because you are completely open, and life is flowing right through you now. Feel for what this experience is for you. Not to have to harness it, not to have to let go of it, but to simply explore what it is for you here. Begin to add movement into your bodies to physically awaken. Perhaps start at the hands and feet and then move slowly and closer toward the center of your body.